Hi everybody, welcome to Decode Australia. Today is September the 22nd. It's Tuesday of 2020. My name is Tamer.
And I'm Laura.
And we're going to be starting with the Euro-Yen analysis.
Euro plunged against the Japanese yen on Tuesday, decreasing the price of the Euro-Yen pair to less than 124.00. Ahead of the release of European Market PMI Composite news, the technical bias remained bullish since the price of the Euro-Yen pair marked a higher high in the recent upside move.
Now the Euro-Yen is currently trading under 123.16 with the following support levels. If you look at the chart closely, at support 1 you'll find the 122.21, which is a major horizontal support zone, which is also known as the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement. At second support you'll find the 121.81, which is the low of July 16 this year. And finally, the third support you'll come across is the 121 even, which is a psychological level. Now, on the upside, the Euro-Yen may find a tough time moving upwards with the following resistance levels. Resistance 1 is the 124.07, which is the 23.6 Fibonacci level. At second resistance is the 124.43, the upper trend line. And finally, the third resistance is the 125.23, which is the confluence of a trend line and a horizontal resistance area. The technical bias is expected to remain bullish as long as the 122.21, a major horizontal support, remains intact.
Now we'll move on to the European Market PMI Composite news. European Market Economics is scheduled to release stats concerning the Market PMI Composite news on Wednesday, which is the September 23rd of 2020. According to the average forecast of economists, the Market Composite PMI registered a reading of 51.7 in September as compared to the reading of 51.9 in the months before. The European Market Composite PMI reflects the data collected from the large business executives in the manufacturing and services industry. The Market PMI data is released every third day of the month. The data is derived after evaluating the responses received from the companies according to the size of the companies and their contribution to the output yielded by services and manufacturing industry of their relevant domain. It is to be noted that replies from the big companies affect the index more as compared to that of smaller companies. All of the replies are sorted according to the responses received against questionnaire that shows improvements, decline, or no change in the PMI reading in comparison with the previous months. And that's how an index is derived. Generally speaking, a reading above 50 shows expansions, whereas a reading below 50 suggests contraction and is therefore considered as bearish for the Euro-Yen and vice versa.
Well said, Laura. Look, in conclusion, in considering the overall price movement of the Euro-Yen in the last few days, selling the pair might be a good trading position in the short to medium term. Okay, so let's move on to the New Zealand US analysis.
The New Zealand dollar nosedived against the US dollar on Tuesday, decreasing the price of the New Zealand USD pair to less than 0.6700. Ahead of New Zealand Reserve Bank's interest rate decision news, the technical bias remains bullish since the price printed a higher low in the recent downside move.
That's right. Look, the New Zealand US is currently trading around the 66.62. But pair may find the following support levels a little bit tough to breach. At support 1 is a 66.12, which is the low of September 8th. Second support is a 65.86, the 23.6 Fibonacci level. And finally, the third support is the psychological level of 65 even. On the upside, the Kiwi might find the following resistance levels. At resistance 1 is a 67.95, which is the immediate horizontal resistance level. At second resistance is a 68.04, which is the high of April 2nd this last year. And finally, the third resistance is at 69 even, which is the confluence of an upper trend line arm and a psychological number. The technical bias remains bullish as long as the 65.86, a key horizontal support level, remains intact.
Next will be the New Zealand Reserve Bank's interest rate decision news. The Reserve Bank of New Zealand is all set to release numbers concerning the New Zealand RB interest rate decision news on Wednesday, which is the September 23rd, 2020. According to the average forecast of economists, the New Zealand RB interest rate news registered a reading of 0.25% in September as compared to the reading of 0.25% in the months before, without any noticeable change. The New Zealand Reserve Bank's interest rate decision is considered important in driving the direction of the country's economy. If the New Zealand RB remains hawkish towards the inflationary outlook of the economic, raising the interest rate, it suggests a bullish trend for the New Zealand USD pair and vice versa.
That's right, Laura. No interest rate change is expected for the Kiwi pair. Okay, so in conclusion, given the economic outlook for the pair over the past few days, buying the New Zealand USD around the current levels might still be a good move in the short to medium term trading. But as always, when trading, trade with only what you can afford to lose and always apply strict risk and money management techniques.
Please don't forget to follow our YouTube channel, Facebook page, and Instagram. There's a lot for us to teach. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
Bye.